Hello! Okay, so if you saw my last video, you will know that money is extremely tight at the moment. It got me thinking, what could I do to make some extra cash? Then I thought, and bear with me with this story, my parents live on a farm and often the trees just naturally fall down. I'm not really sure why. I think sometimes it's weather, but not always. And when they fall down, my parents will then go and pick them up with the tractor, put them in a pile, wait for them to dry out, and then cut them up into firewood. So I had the idea, maybe I could ask my dad if he would be keen to help me take one of these logs that are just sitting there waiting to be chopped up and turned into firewood, and instead turn them into side tables and wooden platters that I could then sell on Facebook Marketplace. So luckily, my dad was up for the challenge. So in this video, I will show you how we took a fallen tree and turned it into actual sellable items, those being wooden side tables and platters, and how I actually sold them on Facebook Marketplace and made some money. If you want to see how I went turning a fallen tree into an actual money tree, then stick around. So we're cutting open a few of the old dead logs around here because sometimes you cut into them and there's a big chunky hole in it. So that is what Dad is doing now. He's looking at a different log. They've been here for a couple of years. They're literally just fallen trees and then they just dry out over time, and then eventually my parents just use them for firewood. So they never get wasted. But today we are looking for side tables, obviously. I'm also really worried that there's going to be snakes under these or something because I saw a black snake yesterday. Anyway, let's just hope there's nothing hiding in here. Okay, so we found a great tree, got quite a few sizes of different side tables, and then also cut a few platters. So I'm going to start by trying to strip the bark off of the outside, and then I'll sand it down and see how nice I can get it, and then I need to coat it in something so it sort of seals and gives it a bit of a gloss. Okay, so I have stripped all of the bark off of both of these. I'm actually thinking maybe they can work as tabletops instead of platters because they're pretty thick, but I love the shape. But we'll see. Now I'm going to move on to the big logs, which I'm kind of terrified of because I think it's going to take ages. Okay, time to tackle the big logs. Just for reference, that is the size of my hand, and obviously that is the size of the log. So I've stripped the bark off of this one. It was a lot of work. I reckon it was like 25-30 minutes of just like standing over and hammering to try and shed it. So now I am going to tackle the bigger ones. Oh God. Okay, I'm about an hour and a half in. This bark stripping is so hard. Like, my knees are killing me, my back's killing me, my arms are killing me because it's so manual. But I am 4 down, 6 including the 2 little platters or tabletops. And I'm gonna break for lunch, and then I've got 2 more left. Just taking a quick break to feed the cows, which look extremely intimidating.
Oh, we should check that with that one. Then we can see. These ones look okay.
Alright, and the bark is all stripped off. All the bark. Now the top is super smooth. Okay, I just spent a good 45 minutes sanding this down. I cannot believe it actually took that long. It still needs a little bit more, but just for reference, this is the other one. So it's really like cut up from the chainsaw. So I actually think that is looking pretty good. So this is the machine we've been using for the platters, so the thinner pieces of wood. So my parents specifically bought it to help because it was just taking so long with the little circular thingy, the grinder going around the outside, but also the sander. So I'll still have to use the sander to do the side table, so to do these ones, and then obviously I'm going around the outside with the grinder, but the planer is just sort of doing the job of the sander and cutting it as much as it can so that it doesn't take me an hour per side of each platter to sand it down. This is how it's looking after the first coat of oil. So we're gonna let that dry and then do another coat. Next I have to do my second coat on the first platter that I finished, and then I will put the first coat on the second platter that I finished. The aim this afternoon is to cut this particular log up to make more platters. And then after that, I also need to go around the outside of each of the side tables with the grinder, so the little circular rotating thingy, and then I need to use a sander to do the tops since I cannot use that little planer tool because it only does the thin pieces. Also, what I've been using is this little natural wood pipe oil to oil up the platters, and it's food safe. So I could use just, you know, a normal finish, but it wouldn't be safe to be used as platters if you're gonna have food on them, and obviously I want to keep it safe so I can sell them as platters or tabletops or whatever anyone would like to use them for. Alright, so now we are putting on a coat of CPF floor to coat it and finish it off. Okay, so I'm back from a very traumatic trip to the hardware store. I don't know why, like the aisles are so high, everyone seems to know where they're going, and I just find it really confusing. Anyway, so we are back. I'm gonna mix up my resin, put on some gloves. It's got some instructions. It seems like it's pretty strong, whatever chemicals are in there. Anyway, then I am going to tape up my, well, this one platter so that the resin doesn't come through. And I think I have to do it in bits, like, you know, 5 to 10 mils per pour, and then let it set. I will reread the instructions in a second. So I'm just trying to seal it off. Oh, this may not work because it's got oil on it. So it's not really sticking down that well, but maybe it'll be enough when I flip it over. All right, let's see what we're working with. Oh God, I can smell it. Ooh, an approximation. This stuff is so strong. Okay. All right, now it's 10 drops of catalyst. 2. Oh, fuck. I was meant to put in the pigment first. Damn it. Shit. That seems like a lot that I just put in. That was definitely wrong. Ooh. Looks awesome though. Okay, time to do my first pour. Did I just like drop some in? God. Oh no, I just moved it. It started leaking out, which means it's probably all mushed up under there, and I don't want to move it because some is still sitting, and yeah, I don't want to make a big mess, but it's like bleeding out. Oh, I really hope that doesn't ruin this platter. Damn it. I don't think I'm gonna risk the others. I taped that one up, but now, yeah, I'm not sure. Okay, so I obviously tried to add resin to that platter, which did not work, and it kind of ruined that platter. I'll have to resand it and re-oil it, but I've still got the other 2 to go. So I'll see if I can sell them. They're kind of still continuing to crack a bit, so that makes me a little nervous that they'll crack too much and not be entirely useful. All right, another update for you. So I can confirm I have come back to the farm to resand the one platter I messed up with resin. Stella's here for some emotional support. It's now been like over 30 hours of driving, like to and from the farm, to get this project done. So hopefully I can fix up this platter, resand it, and then I guess recoat it in something. And then, yeah, either sell it or, what are you doing, Sel? Either sell it or keep it.
Better a lizard than a snake. Hello, little lizard.
Okay, so I've had the 2 medium side tables listed on Marketplace for about a week. So I've listed them for $350 for both, or $200 per side table. And in an exciting turn of events, I've actually got someone coming to pick them up right now. I haven't listed the big side tables because I've got those as my actual side tables next to my bed, and then I still need to list the platters. So it's these 2 that need to be sold, and then a couple of the platters as well. Okay, so I just listed 2 out of the 3 platters on Facebook Marketplace. With the 3rd platter, I just wanted to do one more coat of the CFP or CPF flooring, whatever it is, that oil-based paint, just to, yeah, make sure it's totally sealed. It's looking really, really nice. So I listed one as the bespoke wooden platter and just tried to take as accurate of photos as I could get. There is like some spots that have come up, which is kind of disappointing, but I made note of all of that. So this is the first one. Also on the underside, you can see some scratches. It's just from, you know, hand making it. So no one actually went and scratched them. Again, a little frustrating, but that is okay. And then here is the second, the round wooden platter. This one has cracked a lot. Like, I was, again, disappointed because as it's dried out, it's like completely cracked here and has sort of like one part of it has gone up a little bit. So it's not totally flat, but this is how it is looking. And I don't know if like that is, it's not mold, but it looks a little, I don't know, unclean. So that's why I'm starting the price of this at $70, whereas with the bespoke wooden platter, I'm starting it at $100, and maybe, you know, we'll aim to get like 60 or 70 from the first one, and maybe 40 or 50 from this. Yeah, we'll just see. So yeah, as soon as that final one dries out, I will list it. So the second coat on the platter I had to go and re-sand, which I am now going to be calling a display tray since I painted it with the oil that isn't food safe, is drying. So it's pretty well dry. It still feels a little sticky, but dare I say it, this is definitely the best platter of the lot. God, I said platter again. This is definitely the best tray of the lot. So yeah, gonna take some photos, put them on Facebook Marketplace, and then I will have all 3 listed. Alrighty, and that final tray is now listed. I listed this one for $120. It is definitely the best of the lot. I also included just the underside so you can see it. I don't want to sell anything that anyone doesn't know like what to expect. So that is the reason for that one. And yeah, there it is. Smooth as butter. Okay, I'm gonna end the video here on the absolute high of having made some money from my platters and side tables. What an experience. What a time it has taken. Like all the manual labor. I swear my back still hurts, but we made it. So I hope you enjoyed this video. See you in the next one. Bye.